This is ABC 7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us. Our top story tonight, Planned Parenthood in Sarasota is back open 1 day after it was evacuated because of an incident that exposed employees to dangerous chemicals.
Emergency responders worked quickly to help make sure the workers were not seriously harmed. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us live with more on the community's response. Kate.
Haley and Scott, we're live here at Sarasota's Planned Parenthood, and as you can see, things are calm here tonight, but yesterday morning was a different story. There were several fire crews, 2 hazmat teams, and the building was evacuated.
911, what is the location of the emergency?
We would like the paramedics here. We're having about 8 employees in the call center having allergy reactions. They could hardly breathe.
Around 10 a.m. Monday morning, authorities received this call from Sarasota's Planned Parenthood. Apparently, several of the employees were complaining about respiratory issues.
But I just want to have them check the air quality. It's affecting several staff. We don't know if something got in the ductwork, like some type of chemical.
Within minutes, several fire crews and 2 hazmat teams arrived on the scene and began evacuating the building. 7 people were transported to Sarasota Memorial Hospital and were discharged that same day. All 38 people inside the building were decontaminated on the scene.
And that gets everything off of them that would be, very visible or easily, sprayed off, so that they don't take that chemical and they move it from spot to spot.
That decontamination was just a precaution, though. When the crews searched the building, they found 2 things of interest: a white powder that turned out to just be baby formula, and uncapped cleaning supplies, which they believe to be the culprit. The fire department says overreacting is preferable in these situations.
We got the right people there, got them there quickly, we mitigated it.
Today they're back up and running. And the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida says she was impressed with the community's response.
I take my hat off to them for how quickly and how well they assisted Planned Parenthood.
She says they don't suspect there was any sort of malicious intent, but she says it's always important to take each threat seriously.
This was a very different situation than what normally occurs, and so we reacted, and everybody treated it at the very highest level of risk, which I think is in the best interests of the community.
Planned Parenthood has been a national target, but the Sarasota Police Department says there's no criminal investigation in this case. Reporting live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Efforts to relocate the headquarters of a national construction company to Sarasota County, something called Project Mulligan, comes to a screeching halt. Sarasota County commissioners voting 4-1 today to not approve more than $500,000 in relocation incentives. The vote comes after a strong opposition from local roofing contractors who said the company, whose name is not being disclosed, would bring unfair competition to the area's roofing industry. But the company's representatives disagreed, saying they were committed to bringing 180 jobs to the Suncoast with an average pay of about $60,000 a year. While roofers are celebrating today's vote, others say this is a step in the wrong direction.
Those individuals voicing their opposition, they talked about this would cause them to suffer. They're roofing companies. This isn't a roofing company. This is a headquarters project. And the roofers don't pay $60,000. Headquarters jobs do.
If they want to come here without getting out of tax funds and bring them here to compete against us or to take out, borrow our employees, that's a different story. So the commission voted great today to vote not to give them an incentive.
Commissioners did say they still welcome the company to the area, but company representatives say it's unlikely they will continue to pursue Sarasota for relocation.
A follow-up now on a Manatee County Commissioner's request to taxpayers to pay legal fees related to Sunshine Law violations. Today, the commission denied Robin DiSabatino's request to be reimbursed for $30,000 in legal bills. In 2013, Citizens for Sunshine filed a lawsuit against DiSabatino. The suit claimed that she had a private meeting with another commissioner and the Department of Transportation to discuss a road project. DiSabatino paid $6,500 to settle that case.
The CEO and president of the Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce is stepping down. Board of Directors announcing today it is accepting Steve Quior's resignation. Cuellar has led the chamber for the past 13 years. Under his leadership, the chamber launched Sarasota Tomorrow, which helped bring the Orioles spring training operations to the area. He also supported the development of Nathan Benderson Park's Suncoast Aquatic and Nature Center and helped with other downtown improvements. Cuellar has offered to stay on the job until the end of the year or until a new president is hired.
People flying in and out of the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport will see construction cones for quite a while. The airport is starting a $1.2 million project to build 208 covered parking spaces at the terminal. Airport officials expect it to be complete by the end of the year. The premium lot will also include valet service. Visitors can also take advantage of 4 new charging stations for electrical vehicles.
We're always looking for better customer service at our airport. The shaded parking is something that people have wanted for a while. We just inaugurated 4 charging stations for electrical vehicles yesterday, so those are in place.
The airport is also planning to replace around 50 airfield signs with new LED signs that will be brighter and use less electricity. Airport officials say they're also ordering a wildlife hazard assessment to try and eliminate any features that would attract wildlife to the airfield.
That can be dangerous.
Yeah,
of course.
very.
But it is a beautiful facility. Yeah. Beautiful day on the Suncoast. You know, the temperatures were high, but it didn't feel that strong.
Yeah, I felt a little bit drier out there, Bob.
Yeah, well, this is a record today in the terms of how dry the atmosphere is. A sampling by the weather balloon suggesting that it has never been this dry on this date in May. So that's a result of that front that moved on through. That dry air is slowly heading out of here to the east. You can see that, but it's still some streaks of dry air covering the Gulf of Mexico. So that will be around at least through the next 24 to 48 hours. Currently, it's still pretty warm, but the dew point is what's so nice. 63 degrees, the humidity, look at that, 44%. We have a west wind at 14. The pressure falling slightly at 30.07 inches. Some rain down to our south, some showers and moisture there. Not much going on here. There's a slight chance for an inland storm throughout this evening. We'll have much more in our weather forecast for the remainder of this week and into the weekend, and talk, yes, about a tropical system that may be popping up east of the Bahamas coming up in a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Tonight, the Manatee County School Board will discuss closing one school and buying property to build a new one. During their meeting, the board will hold a public hearing on Superintendent Diana Green's recommendation to close Wakeland Elementary School and move those students to Johnson Middle School. If approved, the changes would go into effect during the 2017-18 school year. The board is also considering approving $2.3 million land purchase in Parrish to build a new high school, changing the impact fee rate in regards to the half-cent sales tax, and approving settlement agreements worth $52,000 with 2 former district employees involved in the Rod Frazier case.
The Boys and Girls Clubs in Venice now looking brand new. More than 40 managers and sales reps with Sherwin-Williams spent the morning painting the outside of the building on Lincoln Boulevard. Every year, the company participates in National Painting Week and gives back to the community with a service project that benefits children. Fantastic.
Looking good.
Yeah, very good.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with news of a triple-digit gain on Wall Street. Some good news, Richard.
Absolutely, Scott. And if you recall, as I was saying goodbye yesterday, I had the brilliance to say today will be absolutely flat. Yesterday was flat. Market won't do anything. Maybe we'll see a little bit of move out of Best Buy. Well, I was right about that, not right about the flat market. In fact, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up all day long, up by 250 points at the high of the day. Markets in Europe were very strong. Housing starts in this country were equally strong, no matter how you slice it. The buyers were everywhere. So let's take a look at the best day we've seen in quite some time. There you see the Dow added 213 points, almost 1 1/4%, closing at 17,706.05. That on volume of 817 million shares. The NASDAQ, weaker lately, has been the star today, up exactly 2%. More than 95 points, closing at 4,861.06. That on volume of 1,975,000,000 shares. The S&P also did very well, up almost 1.4%, 28 points, closing at 2,076.06. Well, this past Sunday, yours truly bought a brand new computer at Best Buy. Guess what? It was not enough to help the company. I'm sorry about that. Best Buy this morning, as expected, did announce earnings, and unfortunately, they were not very good. Shares of the stock fell by more than 7%. First quarter revenues were lower for the 3rd consecutive quarter. Sales are flat. Same-store sales actually down by 0.1%, and the chief financial officer is leaving the company. No matter how you structure it, no matter how you look at it, I tried that computer to help as best I could, but Scott and Haley, I'll be honest with you, it was too little, too late.
Too bad. Well, what about some news on Under Armour, Richard?
A huge deal with Under Armour. They today announced a $280 million contract with UCLA to give them uniforms and all the related equipment for the next 15 years. So it seems to me if $280 million is good for UCLA, probably Texas A&M and Florida can probably do $300 million, I would guess.
I would think so. All right. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks, Richard.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, the days are running out where we're going to check on our bird.
That's
because
true. That's
Sonny
true.
will be out of the nest and not hanging out much anymore.
Yeah, I came in earlier, it was gone, and he was gone, and now he's back. Mom was up there just a minute ago. I think they had some food, and then Sonny, guess what, took a nap. He was sleeping for about a good 45 minutes, just hanging loose, and Mom got bored and took off. So I think Sonny may have an inkling to go out and venture out as well here in a little bit. And the weather couldn't be better.
That's right.
Flying, whatever you want to do outside. It's gorgeous.
It sure is. All right, Bob, thank you. Still to come in your Suncoast News, conserving 1,000 acres in Manatee County, which lot will likely be saved from development.
And later in Health Smart, letting babies cry it out. We'll explore if the sleep method has any long-term effects.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
A new project to conserve more than 1,000 acres of land in Manatee County takes a huge step forward.
The land is right across the street from the north entrance to Myakka State Park. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley joins us now in the studio with more on this deal. Christopher.
Good evening, Scott and Haley. This 1,000-acre piece of land is up for sale for over $5 million. The Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast has been working for months to scrape up enough money to buy it, and now it seems they may have it thanks to the Southwest Florida Water Management District.
It has 3 miles of the Myakka River running through it.
It is enormously important.
Triangle Ranch is right across the street from Myakka State Park. On Tuesday, big news from SwiftMud as they virtually guarantee money to purchase the property.
SwiftMud's preliminary vote today allows them to spend up to $2 million towards the conservation easement.
Triangle Ranch is home to wildlife from both under and over the water, including 120 different species of birds.
In addition to, of course, large mammals and other large animals such as the gopher tortoise. So those are endangered animals.
Christine Johnson, the Conservation Foundation's president, hopes this land will mesh nicely as conserved lands next to Myakka and Crowley Museum.
If you were to take the boardwalk out to Crowley Museum and Nature Center to its observation tower, you're looking at Triangle Ranch.
On the property is the last little bit of unconserved marshland in the area. Conserving that, says Johnson, would be a huge success.
Tatum Sawgrass is the largest depression marsh in the Myakka River Valley, and it's the only one not protected.
Coming up with the funds was a task in and of itself. Johnson has been working for months on the public-private collaboration.
We still have some paperwork to do. We still have some agreements to devil in the detail kind of work to do. And then we go back to SwiftMud's governing board for the final approval before they release the funds.
And the final approval of the funds is subject to negotiating the terms of purchase. Today, SwiftMud board member Mike Moran told us this is one of the final stages of almost 100 years of community and governmental efforts to protect the Myakka River watershed. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Christopher.
All right. Oh, what a day. You said this is a record-setting day for dry air. Huh?
Driest air ever recorded on this date, which is a little unusual considering we have a tropical system trying to develop just to the east of the state. So we're right in that dividing line. We'll stick around for a little while longer. I don't think it'll be as dry tomorrow, but it'll still be comfortable with lows in the mid to upper 60s to start things off. Yeah, you can't beat that. Here we are and almost getting into late May. Vanway's a webcam showing hardly any clouds around at all. There's a nice breeze, too, coming in off the bay and the Gulf. And that's a result of a north to northwesterly flow, which has ushered in some dry air. And we have a little sea breeze developing. So not many clouds to show you around town. There's a slight chance, ever so slight, of an isolated storm. Looks like mainly late inland. As far as the Titan radar picture goes, quite a bit of moisture down to our south in Miami. Dew points are very high there, up into the 70-degree range and higher. And that's the dividing line right about from Lake Okeechobee southward down into the Keys this afternoon. You can see some heavier weather as well into eastern portions of Polk County and southeast portions of Polk, heading off toward the northern portions of Highlands County, and then some activity well to the east of that. Still, though, with all this dry air in place, the storms that do develop won't have much chance to get going. Well, this is going to have a hard time of getting going, too. The National Hurricane Center now gives us a 30% chance of developing into some sort of tropical system or subtropical system, if you will, as it pushes off basically toward the northwest. Now, there's no real centralized area of low pressure at this time, but some models are hinting at it. It's very difficult for a system to develop at this time of year with all these troughs coming by still at this time of year, but still in the upper levels of the atmosphere, not too bad. We'll talk more about that in a bit, but there's one of those little pieces of energy now moving through Missouri. Currently, it's clear and 87 degrees. Dew point is at 63, humidity 44%, winds out of the west at 14, and the pressure is for the most part holding steady. 84 degrees in Jacksonville, it's 90 in Tallahassee, 80 degrees in Orlando with a shower nearby, and temperatures are very warm here on the west coast of Florida, especially inland. 90 in Myakka City, 91 in Arcadia, 88 in Sebring. Temperatures with that nice breeze coming in the upper 70s to low 80s right near the coast. Inland areas as 87 in Lakewood Ranch and 87 as well into Sarasota. Well, we talked about the tropics, and right now we can see some deep convection developing, a large cluster of storms every once in a while popping up here. We may see a little area of low pressure develop. This is the shear forecast, and so we're going to see quite a bit of shear going on into the Carolina coast and just offshore of Florida. So if it were to develop, it'd be well east of that, where there's less shear and more likely a storm formation. Water temperatures are above 80 degrees there, which does put it past the limit as far as storm development has to be 80 degrees or more. And you can see from this RPM future rainfall cast model, you can see some showers trying to develop some circulation and rotation. In June, over the past 100 years, the favorite area for development, and there's not much, is usually here in the southeast Gulf of Mexico, tracking off to the northeast. But this particular storm, if it were to develop, as I showed you earlier, more than likely heading toward North Florida near Jacksonville or more than likely the Carolina coast if it develops at all. And it looks as though we don't have much chance of that happening again as we move through time with this system. Well, let's check the boating forecast out and show you what we have as far as that goes. Pretty good boating forecast for the next 24 hours. We'll have a little bit of a breeze to start things off in the morning, and then it will subside, turn to the north in the afternoon at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be generally 2 feet or less. High tide, actually a high index on the UV index at 9, and the water temperature now at 84 degrees. High tide will be at 4:41 in the morning, another one at 2:24 in the afternoon. 7-day forecast, 10% chance for a few isolated, mainly inland storms right through Thursday. A little bit better chance on Saturday and Sunday. It will depend upon the future movement and development, if at all, of that system near the Bahamas, but we'll keep it at a 30% chance for scattered storms over the weekend. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Right now in Northport, I-75 heading north is blocked after exit 170. That's Kings Highway. And then earlier this afternoon, a truck overturned on I-75 near that area. This is near mile marker 174, a little further to the north. The driver was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital. The accident has been cleared. They got that truck back upright again, and lanes are back open, but there may still be some delays if you're heading that way. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, new hope for people struggling with PTSD. Tonix Pharmaceuticals says a higher dose of its experimental drug reduced symptoms in post-traumatic stress disorder patients. In trials, the drug at a lower dose did not prove to be very effective. The company says it would be the first new treatment for the condition in more than 15 years. The medication, called TNX 102SL, aims to treat PTSD-related symptoms by targeting sleep and stress response. The success of the higher dose is a surprise, as analysts had expressed doubts in the past over this difficult-to-treat nature of PTSD. A new study finds infants who cry it out will not suffer any emotional, behavioral, or parental attachment problems. The study, published in the journal Pediatrics, did not produce any more signs of stress in the infants than a gentler method. The cry it out method reduced the number of times the infants woke up during the night, as well as the amount of time they spent awake. They were also more likely to sleep better during subsequent nights. Up next, a motorcycle chase through Miami, how police put a stop to this high-speed pursuit. And you can never get enough of saying I do. If that's you, well, how a pair of lovebirds are keeping their 130 years of marital bliss alive.
All-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Did you know you can make an instant harness by simply wrapping the leash around your dog's chest and up through their collar? Contact Canine Corral today about a no-pull harness that will make you smile. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Drive away in America's hottest SUV, a new Jeep Cherokee for just $19,999. Get a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Or shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers and get the lowest prices around. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
When you don't know who you are, you can be anyone you want to be. You're coming with me.
Ooh, where are we going?
To the most wondrous place in the world.
Roll up, Tangleville's Traveling Circus is here!
This isn't a fairy story. People don't always live happily ever after. But we will. I'm Hetty Feather, and this is my story.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Police in Miami are forced to chase a man on a motorcycle after he hit a patrol car and then drove away. And he wasn't going down easily, leading police on the turnpike down Tamiami Trail before ditching the bike and taking off on foot, jumping fences to get away. Well, he eventually surrendered and was arrested, but the chase didn't last that long, only about 30 minutes. Police were also pursuing another man who stole his motorcycle. He was caught almost immediately. A man is in serious condition after he crashed a small plane in North Florida. The 20-year-old was flying solo from Ormond Beach to Gainesville yesterday afternoon when his 1977 Cessna started experiencing engine trouble. The plane went down in a heavily wooded and marshy area. The pilot was flown to the hospital with serious injuries, and the FAA is now investigating.
A Florida teen gets a special escort to senior prom. The daughter of a Florida police officer killed in the line of duty received an official police escort to the dance, courtesy of her late father's Brothers in Blue. Alina Condek's father, Charlie, was killed in 2014, and his fellow Tarpon Springs officers said they believed that it was their duty to stand in for Charlie on such an important day for his daughter. After surprising Alina and sharing a few tears, the officers escorted her into the ballroom, and she looks magnificent. 2 Illinois couples are proving that when they said "I do," they meant it. The couples just renewed their vows, celebrating a whopping 130 combined years of marital bliss. 74 years for one couple, 63 for the other. The foursome held the renewal ceremony with their now grown children who were in attendance.
A couple of bears got caught in a sticky situation in Cornwall, Connecticut. A cub somehow got inside the screened-in porch of a home. The woman who lives there started snapping photos as the mother tried to rescue her cub and get it out of that porch area. The mama bear eventually decided to take matters into her own paws.
Somehow the mom jumped up and jumped back through the door, the screen door, and literally turned around and opened the door for the baby cub, and then they ran away.
And by the time police were dispatched, Mama Bear and her cubs had made a clean getaway, but not before leaving behind some damage, claw marks on the screen and that damaged door too.
Yeah, it's amazing that the bear was able to jump out and then open the door again. That's so cool. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, first red light cameras, now plate recognition cameras.
Which cities are now considering using this technology to crack down on crime?
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If you don't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
There's They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to $2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dattoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.